4:14 a.m. We are at the airport. We just had a fare for $54.20, and I'm kind of glad I did, because at one point, I guess it was about 1 o'clock, I cleared from a trip, and after clearing from that trip at 1 o'clock, I was watching something on YouTube, and I ended up falling asleep, and it had been an hour and a half since I had my last fare. And then, of course, my regular customer who wanted to do a drug run called me and wanted me to come pick her up. Now, I had already picked her up earlier and done a drug run, but she wanted to do another one. And it ended up being a mess where, instead of going downtown, she thought she'd save some money and use a more local person who was able to get her what she wanted. However, we ended up having to meet this person at a hotel where there was a bit of a runaround, and we had to wait for her to come out of the hotel for about 20 minutes. And then we ended up taking her to her place, where we had to wait for someone else to come by and supply the drugs. Meanwhile, they didn't want me sitting in front of this person's house, so I had to go to a parking lot nearby. Meanwhile, the meter was ticking, and when I got the message to go pick her up, I would go pick her up, which is what I did. And then we ended up having to wait for our supplier to take her back to the hotel where she was before. So it ended up being like a $61 cab ride, which my regular customer was kind of angry about, because it was a big stupid runaround. And I said, well, if you want me to wait on you, it's gonna cost. And she was saying at the end, it would have been better and cheaper to just go downtown and get it off the street. So that's the mess that happened. And as soon as I dropped her off at her place, as soon as we clicked over the $61 mark and she got out of the car, I got sent a good distance, but I had a feeling, so I went for it. And it ended up going to the airport. And I got a $5 tip too, so I got a $59 fare coming to the airport. Okay, let's go. Get through this bullshit here. And if nothing really memorable happens now at the end of the shift, I'll be back tomorrow for another installment. Got another airporter, second one this morning, and then we're off. The time is now 5:03, and I'm gonna go wash this car. I'm gonna go wash this car, and then I'm gonna go park it. And that's the end. 2 airports, over $100, and it's all Visa, so I'm gonna get my money at the end of the week. Or should I say, this goes a good distance towards paying my lease on the cab, which is good. Okay, well, it's Tuesday morning. It's the end of the Wednesday night shift. The time is now 5:38, and I'm just about to go and fuel the car and park it. I've had a successful night. I've done about 290, I think, almost 300, and I can't complain about that. I got most of my YouTube watching done. In fact, I'm almost up to date on all 4 channels. That went fast. I've only been back 2.5 weeks, and I'm already up to date. And aside from that, I can't complain. I've like I said, I've done well tonight. And didn't have any drug runs, didn't have any airporters, but that's okay. I had one decent fare that went from the Gorge out towards Cordova Bay and back for $53. There was no tip, but $53 is very good. So I can't complain about the night at all. Yeah, now there's 20 minutes till the end of my shift. If I accept the call now, then I might be too late. See, now there's a call, and it's far away, and I'm not going to take it, because if I do take it, I'll get back late, and the guy who works Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is prompt, and so I'm going to book 990, which means off, and that's going to be the end of that. So that's it. It's done. My night is done. I'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow and the next 2 days after that, I don't have to be in such a rush to get back, because I have more relaxed and accommodating people working in the day opposite me. But this guy who works Monday, Tuesday, he's punctual. So yeah. He told me he's only going to work another month now because he's buying his own taxi. Good luck. Anyways, talk to you sooner. Oh, we're at the airport once again. It is now 4:09 in the morning of Wednesday. So, Tuesday night, got about 2 more hours left to go. And I got 250 on, so it's working out okay. Felt a little slow at times tonight, and there are other times where it got pretty busy. I'm up to date on watching YouTube again. I'm starting to watch the Watch Later videos, and I got onto a Western. It's not really a Western. It's a science fiction time travel thing from 1987 called Time Wranglers or something silly like that. It's a total B movie. And that's all. It's just a time killer. That's the kind of thing I like to watch. Just a time killer. Something light. Oh, I'm getting tired. So, yeah, that's another night. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night, and 2 more nights to go after this one. Well, that was something a couple mornings ago where I had 2 airporters in a row after not much happening all morning. Yeah. But this one was pretty steady. I had a drug run, and then I had Mr. Generous, who asked me if he could call me again. And he hasn't called me yet. He might in the next 2 hours. I took him for a $20 fare, and I got 30 for it, so that's all right. Can't complain there. Oh yeah, roundabout. Stupid things. these things. Hate them, hate them, hate them. I'll be back. Well, you know where we are. We're at the airport. It is now 4:05 a.m. on Thursday. So this is coming towards the end of the Wednesday night. And it's been pretty good. I've got, I guess, about 300 on. Something like that. I've been doing okay. I have not counted the money. But like I said, I'm guessing it's around 300. Maybe a bit less. No, maybe it's around there. I don't know. Whatever. It was good enough. And it's cold. Out here it's 5 degrees. But in town I saw it down to 1 degree Celsius. And up here near the airport it's a little warmer than in town, which is interesting. It was one of those nights where I'd have nothing happen for a while, and then I'd have 2 or 3 trips in a row. Boom, boom, boom. And then nothing happened for an hour, and then 2 or 3 trips in a row. Boom, boom, boom. And then nothing happened for an hour. And I had a couple trips that were in the $20, $30 range. And now this one was in the $50 range. So that's working out really well. As usual, if anything really remarkable happens between now and the end, I will be back. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. And I'm kind of blinded because that last car had high beams on. Oh, we're at the roundabout, so later. It's been a sleepy night so far. It's been quiet. I guess I got my lease on. No, I didn't even have my lease on. I was about $20 short of my lease. Then I got sent to the grocery store at Tillicum Mall that was just closing. And I drove down there. And there was this guy wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants. And he looked kind of ragged, disheveled, shall we say. And he said he's going up to Tanner Ridge. Well, that was a $30 fare, for which I got like 35 bucks, which is good. Can't complain about that. And then I was on my way back to town when I got a call up to the Prairie Inn, which is a pub up in that direction, out on the peninsula. So I went there, and there were this one guy was really drunk and he was horsing around, and this other guy seemed to be the more responsible one, and there was a girl between them. Anyway, it took about 5 minutes to load the drunk guy into the car after the other two were in the back. So all 3 of them were in the back. And they were climbing all over, or the guy on the right, who was the drunkest one, he was climbing all over the other 2, and the girl was protesting that he's on her bladder and she's got to pee. And the other guy was saying, this is fucking bullshit. And he said, let's go back to the boat. And I gathered that they were fishermen and that they have a lot of fish to catch tomorrow. Tomorrow is important. There are a lot of fish around, and they got to get back on the boat in the morning. Yet, where are we going? And the girl says, we're going to Victoria. Oh, okay, they're going to Victoria. Let's go to Sticky Wicket. And then the other one said, well, the girl said, well, what about Darcy's? Isn't Darcy's busier than Sticky Wicket? And then they all got to the point where they all said Bard and Banker together in unison. So that's what we ended up doing, taking them to the Bard and Banker. It was a $44 fare. The drunkest one, gives me a $50 bill and says, have a good night. Okay, fine. So I left them at the Bard and Banker and came back out here to Saanich, where it's nice and quiet, because I hate downtown, because downtown is a shit show. And with those 3, it'll be an even bigger shit show. So I'm glad I'm not a part of that. Anyways, right now it's almost 1 in the morning. I've got about 5 hours left to go. and I'll let you know how things ended up 5 hours from now. Anyway, mostly a slow night, but the last hour has been chock full of bullshit, so I think I made $80 in the last hour. Great. The night as a whole was nothing special. After I got that fare out the peninsula and the one back, the next trip I had was no money. I took these kids from 3800 block of Quadra downtown to a bank, and they were going to pay with the money that they were going to withdraw from the bank machine. However, they realized that they had forgotten the debit card. Now, they were planning to scam me anyway, or they were planning to scam whichever driver they came across. That was really cheap of them to do that. So that was like a $12 fare, which I lost out on, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. The grand total for the night was about $255 or so, and it was slow, except for those 2 longer fares. It was relatively slow. I did some sleeping, I did some watching of videos. Now I'm just on the way to, I'm not gonna wash it because it's raining. I'm just gonna shake out the mats, fuel it, and park it. Then I'm gonna go home, and then I'm gonna relax, and I will not have to touch a taxi again until Monday night. No, that's not true. Sunday night. You know, my schedule changed. What was it? July, August, September, October. 4 months ago. Four months ago, my schedule changed, and I'm still looking at the whole thing from the framework that I work Monday to Friday rather than Sunday through Thursday. Whatever, hope yours is better than mine. I'll be back next week.